All right, welcome on in everyone to this episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. As was promised in yesterday's video, we are back with Theodore Roosevelt, now 386 out of New York. This was formed in 1997 as a name change from Nassau County 386. Got the first issue and a couple patches to take a look at today, so we head over to the patch table, and here we do have the first issue SA1 for Theodore Roosevelt with its brown border, white inner border, gold background, orange fleur-de-lis, and black charter member along the bottom. Generally, when patches have charter member, it is going to be the first issue. That's not always the case. Sometimes the one that says charter member might be the second or third issue, but in this case for Theodore Roosevelt, it was the first issued. Do you think the imagery here at the center of Theodore Roosevelt kind of looks like Robin Williams playing Theodore Roosevelt from A Night in a Museum? But nonetheless, really nice patch out of New York as the first. Take a look at the back. It is very large. The SA1 is essentially a standard CSP with an additional bottom scroll saying charter member. So it is a pretty big patch. I'm not sure how many of these actually made it onto uniforms. The collection guide lists that there were 1,000 of them made. When the first issue is a special issue or an activity issue, as is the case here, we also, for our collection, like to collect the first regular issue. The first regular issue is then the S2, which is essentially taking that patch and just removing the bottom portion that said charter member. So brown border, white inner border, gold background, orange fleur-de-lis, black letters. Theodore Roosevelt Council, Nassau County, New York. Nice clean patch. I think the browns and golds here would go really well with the tan Class A shirt. Look really clean. Really, really nice. And then they came back to the same imagery for the year 2000 and did another kind of large patch with their SA5. We do switch now to a black border with a gold mylar inner border, yellow background, gold fleur-de-lis, and at the bottom, as you can see, it says Millennium Member 2000. This is a very large patch, just like the Charter Member one was. With newer councils like this, obviously this one coming together in 1997, we don't have the early issues looking so close together, you know, T1, T2, T3, all with minute changes, or the T1 ABC. That happens a lot less common in newer councils. And I say new, as 97 is still quite a while ago, but it's not the, 1980s, late 1970s where we had that a lot of times. So here we just like to try and bring you issues that show you the same scenes as those first patches. And here we happen to have the SA5 as well. Again, harkening back, the illustration here on Roosevelt's face gets a little more cartoonish at this point. It might be Theodore Roosevelt from The Simpsons, maybe. But still, nonetheless, really nice patch out of New York. Let's finish out here by putting back up the original first issue for Theodore Roosevelt 386. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and taking a look at a couple issues out of Theodore Roosevelt from New York. We'll be back at it again tomorrow with another new episode, so I hope you guys come back and see that as well. Until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.